Around 2:30 this morning, West LA officers received multiple 911 calls of a shooting with people down at a residence here in the 2700 block of Ellison Drive. When the officers arrived to the scene, they found 5 victims suffering from gunshot wounds. The Los Angeles Fire Department responded and pronounced 3 of those victims deceased here at the scene. 2 of those victims were transported to local hospitals, with a total of 4 victims that were transported to hospitals. The ones that were transported, we have 2 in critical condition at this time and 2 in stable condition. At this time, we're waiting for the coroner to make the determination of the ages and genders of those that were deceased. Because of the integrity of the investigation, investigators are not releasing that information at this time. At this time, we know that the residence was a short-term rental, and we're still interviewing additional occupants as well as witnesses and neighbors to try to piece together exactly what happened here. Investigators are also going door to door looking for additional surveillance video or any evidence that could help us determine what happened here and why these victims were shot. We're asking anyone with information to contact LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division at 213-486-6890. That's the information we have at this time. Again, the ages and genders of the victims, especially of the deceased, will be determined by the coroner's office. And those that were in the hospital now, we have 4 additional victims that are in the hospital, 2 in stable condition and 2 in critical condition. And again, at this time, investigators are not releasing their genders or ages because of the integrity of the investigation. We're still trying to get additional information from everybody that was here. Yes?
This morning when I talked to LAPD overnight, they had given out the genders. Would that still be considered correct then?
You know, I would, out of abundance of caution, I would hold on them until the coroner makes that determination.
Do we know if the victims some of them were in a car, some of them were outside, or any?
I was told that this morning.
Right. You know what? Again, we're waiting for the investigators to release more information. I'll have more of what they can release because with an active investigation, we're interviewing witnesses. And to keep the integrity of the investigation, when you ask a witness exactly what happened, we want to piece together where they were and what they saw at that time. So right now, in the interview process, in the interrogation process, we want to get that information. Yes, ma'am.
Can you clear up how many victims? 7 victims?
We have 7 total, so 3 deceased and 4 transported to the hospital. 2 were transported before the officers got here. 2 were self-transported, and then 2 were transported by an ambulance to a local hospital. So we have 7 total. Yes.
You mentioned this was a short-term rental. Could you tell if there was some sort of party or gathering that was happening, given that there were so many people?
You know, at this time, we're still trying to interview people of what kind of gathering it was or whether it was a party or not. So again, it's an ongoing investigation. I know that we want to get the information out, but we have a lot of investigators here trying to piece together what happened. Yes.
What about suspect?
Yeah.
Suspect right now, there is no suspect information, and that's what we're interviewing these witnesses and additional occupants of this gathering or whatever it was here. Yes.
So the suspect hasn't been caught. Should people be concerned that someone's out there are other people potentially at danger here?
You know what? At this time, we don't believe so, based off of the interviews so far. However, again, we're asking for anybody with information to contact Robbery Homicide Division to help us solve this crime. Yes.
Can you tell us if there's anyone who stayed behind who was part of who saw something or was part of the gathering that is speaking and meeting with police right now?
Yes. Again, investigators are interviewing additional occupants and witnesses of what happened here. And that's why we're kind of limited on the information we want to release at this time to keep the integrity of that investigation. Yes. We'll have an update again in about an hour.
Good.
Reach out with Robbery Homicide Division.
Do you have access to surveillance video or stuff like that?
Yes, investigators are going door to door to see if there is surveillance video or ring camera or any kind of residential or cameras here in the area to help with that.